years, the Falmouth goat races have been held on the first Saturday of October, and last Saturday was no exception. Despite cold and rain, the event went off without a hitch. Susie Metcalf has this story.
The Bainbridge and Elizabethtown marching bands led the parade through Falmouth that featured local politicians riding alongside the participating pets. Now that's what I call politicking. Other highlights included art and craft displays, a variety of entertainment, and every kind of food and drink imaginable.
Can you imagine this many people packed around this track in the rain and threatening rain watching a goat race? So it's a really commitment on the part of the community and the people. And it's a great community spirit up here, and everyone comes and has a great time. The rain, a lot of these people don't even know it's raining.
One of the founders of the 8-year tradition, Ken Brandt, was on hand to oversee the event and join in the festivities.
The goats were around, and we decided to have to do something with them. It was a year of 3 Mile Island, and we just had to do something to liven up this quaint little village of Falmouth.
Other activities on Saturday included a tug-of-war and a celebrity pie toss. The smell of food being prepared was a welcome change from some of the other smells. But the main event was the race itself and the preliminary judging. Prizes were awarded not only to the fastest goat, but to the prettiest, ugliest, biggest, and smallest, and best-dressed goat.
Even all the rain couldn't dampen the spirits of these participants in the 8th annual Falmouth Goat Races. From Falmouth, I'm Susie Metcalf reporting for Talk of the Towns.
With events in your area, here's this week's edition of Talk of the Towns Community.
That's a nice specimen of
Do we have any notables in our crowd? I heard that Huber and Mr. Fisher here. Are they here? I'd like to have them come up on the stage and say a few words. Now, you know, ordered by the Republican Committee, but anyhow, he was kind of a good man.
They're excited.
Jim Huber, I'd like to have you all. I'm going to do it's really other good.
I have the Navy mascot here they do every year.
Put your head up. So you got it when he was sticking his tongue out.
Don't eat the road.
You know it. What's your name, Billy?
Billy.
Is that a mascot?
That's our mascot, yeah. He comes to the football games. He's the home turf. It's on the race.
Two of them had
Wow. Give him a hand, a big one. Let's have it for your Navy here.
The rules and Tanner and Silver Brothers selling the T-shirt. We're going to hold that right after noon sometime.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
If you're interested
You ready?
in finding out what's all about the pizza pie eating contest.
Okay. Could you introduce your goats?
This is Billy, and the other goat is Mickey.
Where it is, Glenn, that we're going to have some racing here in about a half hour.
This is the first time I've been to the goat races, yes.
How do you think the weather's going to affect the
So enjoy yourself.
It's you really can't tell. You never know about a goat.
Do you think they'll lose their footing on the way?
No, they get good traction.
What do your goats eat?
They eat regular sheep food, corn, popcorn, anything, grass.
Have they ever eaten anything that you didn't want to?
Yes, one time.
Like,
They ate some trimmings off of a tree and they got very sick.
did they ever eat anything valuable?
Pardon?
Did they ever eat anything valuable?
Shoes? No, there was some things they disturbed, you know, in the storage area, where they sleep.
Considering their goats from the smallest to the largest to the ugliest to the prettiest and that
Good?
thing.
Okay.
Hawk died. There was a scandal for you get a hard head. You can play football without an helmet. You can ride motorcycle, no helmet required. You just get a special pin. Well, this goat race pin will be all right. Wear that, and you know you're a goat handler or a goat milk drinker. And that's the result. Just your people are learning a lot out there today, I'm sure. A lot of nonsense. And you know how they select the goat race chairman or the scapegoat chairman? They line all the contestants up in a row there. And I'm not sure they the most of it to keeping it going. We formed a civic association, which is a big name because they're a little place like Michigan now. Well, like I said, I was in Air Force working. I didn't know the Navy terms. But I'd like to have them come up from here and or even up on the platform if they want to. I'd like to since we have to wait for a race to start, I'll tell you another corny too. You know, goats are real tough animals. Boy, they are tough. They can live in almost nothing. They eat briars and stuff. Here's my chance. He didn't know that goat had been out and something that he was dying. And he was pretty full of it, just like some of us people are. And anyhow, when this well, I tell you, it killed the horse, and it wrecked the barn, and they had a darn thick coat in their hands for a little while. So you know the goats are tough. That was a tough story, too. And at Christmas time, and they're going to give a $1,000 donation at the development of your township park when it goes to Stable Road. There's so many civic things that are accomplished by this. No one makes a dollar out of it. And it's all just for fun.
Sign up over T-shirts, and you need to sign up before noon.
T-shirts, there they are. The weather's not as good as it is in San Antonio, but we can't have everything. Thank you very much.
Shorts down here, Lyle.
It's not interesting. But the interesting thing there is Command Officer, when they reported this accident, he said it was a goat herd. He didn't say, how are you coming? His prime concern was the goat. So you know how important goats are. But we're glad they were able to pack this here. And with it.
Just be a...
We're going to have some activity tonight. There'll be an orchestra or players, what do you call them? Country Western band here this evening. Anyhow, I think it's going to be worth hearing. All you folks out there have to... Well, anyhow, I think the judges have already made decisions, and they're going to be paraded around.
Oh, your button can't open.
She has square eyes. His eyes are square.
Hey!
Yeah? What's your goat's name?
Betty.
Betty, huh?
Betty.
Okay. Smile, Bucky. Stop. Smile. Smile. He doesn't know what's going on.
I'll hold him. Striped goat. There must be a raccoon goat. There must be a coon goat.
They'll send you a lot of stuff. You gotta, write essays.
How long has the race been in existence?
8 years. This is the 8th year for it, right. Mm-hmm.
Number 7.
Ken Brandt, the state representative, and some of his buddies evidently were betting on horses, and they weren't doing so well. Okay, so they decided they might as well race goats. And the first race that they ran was, I think, maybe 6 or 8 goats here in the streets of Falmouth. And then they kind of, one thing led to another, and everyone had suggestions, and it developed into what you see here today. And we have a civic organization. With the money that we make, we do Christmas parties, Easter parties, donate money to different civic groups in the township, and just have a good time.
Are you running in the races this year?
I'm not going to run, no. I'm going to help run the tobacco spitting contest and the beauty contest. I'm going to have the master ceremonies of that. But our president is ill today. That's why things are a little disorganized, and the weather didn't cooperate, as you can see. But we're still having a good time.
How's the competition going?
I'm going to come out like I always do, a winner. Hey.
Could you spell your name?
Sargent, S-A-R-G-E-N, Scott Sargent.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, you want to shot? Could we,
Number 37.
Sure.
His name's Frick, and he's owned by Brian Clutt.
This is R.B.
Second place.
He won last year as Miss
and the
Liberty. He got
largest
him
horn,
dressed up as a livery.
number 4, owned by Abbott Peters.
So he changes from year to year, whatever convenient, whatever gender we need.
Big is this year.
Oh, zebra, any kind of an African animal.
Okay, Brian. Look at that goat strut.
Wacky ideas, everyone.
You have this all year? Is it ongoing thing?
Our meetings are, yeah. And then we have, we'll put a float in the Halloween parade. And,
Oh, another one's coming up, number 6.
I got a judgment.
Number 1's running around. Number 1 is number 1. It's number 1.
Number 1.
It's number 12. It's number 12. It's number 11, number 10. It is number 12. It is number 12.
It's number 11.
How about that, folks? It's number 7.
Come on!
Every race will have 4 goats in it. So, numbers just like that race. 2 and 7 probably race with the winner for these 2. On the next race, we have number 1.
I'll lay this up on the kick.
Oh. 31.
The brown one won. Because the handler went over the handler.
35, Jesus, man. I thought he was going to stop this in grass, man. 35.
Yes, for prize trophy.
I don't know. Okay.
I'll settle for it.
That's number 9. Okay, we've got a few more preliminaries to go. Number 21, 29,
Get it?
36.
Okay.
What are we going to be talking about there?
How did you get involved in races?
Well, I've been coming here for about 8 years as a county commissioner. Of course, I'm interested in these local events in various areas of the country. And this is a very unique event, a goat race, which is, I think, maybe the only one in the United States. And it's very significant. We even have the Navy goat here involved, the U.S. Navy goat. So it's a real community effort. The community gets together here and supports it and have a real great time and watching the goats racing and judging them.
Who's your duck?
Well, this is Elmer, my duck, and I won him up here in Kenoi Township at their Heritage Days a few weeks ago, and he was homesick and said he wanted to come back.
So do you have a goat in the race?
No, I don't have a goat in the race. No, I don't race goats. I wish I did have one, but the area I live in, I couldn't own a goat. But there are a lot of them in Lancaster County, and they all gather here today to have a race.
What do you think about the turnout today?
I think it's an excellent turnout, and I think it's, again, a strong indication of the community spirit here. Can you imagine this many people packed around this track in the rain and threatening rain watching a goat race? So it's a really commitment on the part of the community and the people, and it's a great community spirit up here, and everyone comes and has a great time. The rain, a lot of these people don't even know it's raining.
Could you tell us your name?
Yeah, Jim Huber, I'm Lancaster County Commissioner.
Thank you. And how do you spell your name?
Huber.
Thanks a lot.
Nice to talk to you.
You too. Can you tell us how this event got started?
Well, I'll tell you, this just, the goats were around, and we decided to have to do something with them. It was a year of 3 Mile Island, and we just had to do something to liven up this quaint little village of Falmouth. So we decided to race goats. But really, the story was that there was
There's a latecomer to our
goats
race,
showed up, and I'm getting competition from over there.
He's been running for a long time.
Here, I'm serious about what I'm telling you folks, and I got to make it short back there. Would you?
Boy, these politicians, I can't understand them. You can't get them to talk. You know, this guy that had this...
We'll talk real low here, and maybe we'll get it in somewhere. What's your name?
Susie.
Okay, Susie. How about if I interview you?
Okay.
Okay. Where are you from, Susie?
Wait a minute. Backwards.
Oh, okay.
Can I get you on the mic?
I don't think that's true of our
fellow's hard of hearing. He really doesn't hear what he's saying. See, and that's why he's talking so loud. Now we'll get serious now, Susie. Okay.
Okay, you were about to tell us how this got started.
Once upon a time. No, seriously. In fact, the person just talking, Glenn Hipple, he was kidding me a long time, quite a few times about we ought to race goats. All these goats around the neighborhood. So what I did, I was just feeling devilish one Friday afternoon. I went to E-Town at the Chronicle office, and I took out an ad. I actually put it in the Chronicle, advertised the first Falmouth goat race, put a date in it. I picked a day, a time, and a place here in the village, and I put Glenn's name and his phone number. Everybody's supposed to call him about the goat race. And that's really how it started. But I think the unique part about this, it's not only the goats, it's all the other activities that show up here. Today we're getting into pizza eating contest, which doesn't even sound good. Let's except if you like pizzas. We're going to have pizza eating. We're going to have pie throwing. We're going to have a Tootsie Spit. We have the tobacco spit for the bigger guys, but the young folks want to do it, so we're going to let them spit Tootsie Rolls. So we're going to have a good time here today.
Great.
Yeah.
How's the turnout tonight?
Well, as you can see, we're going to have some rain today, but there's still a good crowd. It's a shame because the concern I have is the folks that have the food stands. The craft stands, they can sell that somewhere else, but the food stands, we have the local churches and the Lions and the JCs and so forth, and probably if it rains through the day, we'll probably try to encourage to keep it going to Lamar, particularly just to get rid of the food.
So are all these stands local, or do you have some from far away?
Well, most of them I would say in the Tri-County area, Lancaster, Lebanon, and well, more than Tri-County, but Lancaster and York and Lebanon and Dauphin counties basically our pool. The craft stands are they're pretty good. It's impressive when you walk through the craft stands. There are items in there for $10, $12, $15. It's really not a flea market. They're craft stands. It's good stuff. We had the parade and had the local bands at it, so we did a good job today.
Do you have any goats?
Oh, I wish you wouldn't have mentioned my goat. I lost my goat a couple years ago. I did. My goat, his name was Sam, and he died on me. And I really wanted to give him a right burial, but I had to go to dinner that night, so I put it off for 3 days, and somebody took it. So out of memorial today, really, I paused for 20 seconds this morning. About the time Sam would run on that track, I paused for 20 seconds and remember Sam. Actually, that goat would talk to me. That goat would talk to me. He would never talk to anybody else, but he would talk to me. He never cared for my wife. In fact, he would never mention her name.
He was jealous.
He was jealous. He would talk about her. He'd say, "Where are you and her going? You're with her again this morning. Where is she?" He would say questions like that. But only I could hear him. But do you ever see the program, Mr. Ed? Well, that was a talking horse. I had a talking goat. And I tried it on camera one time, but I couldn't quite get the effects. I would try it, but he would just go, "Can." That's about all he'd ever say to me. He was a beautiful goat. He was the most beautiful goat I ever saw. In fact, the only one I really ever saw. But his name was Sam, and I had Sam have him on video. If you want to see some of my video of Sam.
Good.
When we had the Navy goat quite a few years ago, I was afraid that Sam would get jealous of this Navy goat. So I had an old rowboat up there, and I have a video of this. I put Sam in the. I just wanted to get him used to these Navy goats. I put him in this rowboat, and I put a sailor hat on him, and I had a recording of Anchors Away. And he stayed in the boat as long as I had something for him to eat. And but then he ate the oars, and that was the end of that. But we had a good time with Sam. He went along with me. We took him to the shore. We'd take him to the shore. Took him to New York City one night. I just wanted to show Sam these things. I mean, how many goats get to New York City? You don't see. I mean, I couldn't give up the Empire State Building. They went. It's a real goat story. He loved the shore, and my wife said if I insist taking that goat down to the shore, she's not going along. Sam and I really enjoyed that weekend together down there. We really did.
Yeah.
We get the spelling
Okay.
That's right.
I don't know if I show you my calling card. I really don't want to tell people who I am. I mean,
I don't
because I got to go ahead and ask these same people to vote for me in a couple.
We'll try to keep your anonymity. It's true.
Now, my name is Dan Mader. I'm mayor of I'm president of E-Town College.
I'm Peter Whipple, and I'm
Peter Whipple.
Any problems with any of your sewage or water, you call me Mayor Dan Mader. My name's and numbers in the phone book. My name's Ken Brand. I'm a local legislator. Served in the House for about 15 years and probably after this interview I won't get reelected at all. But it's great fun. I think that it's just great to have this event, and I think it brings just a different, different things out of people. You never told me where you're from.
Elizabeth.
Strong?
Hi, how are you? Susie Metcalf.
Hi, Susie.
And
how
Susie,
are
you're
you?
from Lancaster, right? And this is the advisor, Beverly.
Hi, Beverly.
What's your last name, Bev?
Oh,
Oh, okay. Where do you live? You live right in the city? You live right in the city of Lancaster? Oh, okay. Well, this guy's your senator then.
Yeah, me.
Is that good or bad?
It's hard to say.
Mark Myers.
Mark Myers. Where are you from?
Hi, Mark.
I'm from Reading.
Reading.
Reading. Right in the
Reading,
city?
yeah. What's your name?
I'm
Hans
outside
Wenberg.
West
I'm on
Side.
the faculty AD.
Oh, hi, Hans. How are you?
We're just having
First of all, we've got to get an appropriation for Town College to get better TV equipment. What would 25,000 do it for you?
Is that all? Just
25,000?
25,000?
Okay.
Oh,
How about it?
That'd
Would that
be great.
advisor, that do it 25,000?
That would be excellent. Anytime.
Well, that's that.
Now, I'm meeting with
TV
Gerhard. I'm meeting with Gerhard next week, and in 2 weeks you're going to have better TV equipment.
Right.
Okay.
I brought this guy all the way over here from China to cover this race because Brian Gumbel's over there.
Is that? Well, that's good. Well, we'll do that this afternoon. You're going to be ready. You have some time
Well, if it doesn't stop, if it stops raining, I have to go up to Montjoy here.
for what's in Montjoy?
My warehouse.
Making an attempt to keep it dry.
Hey, we got to talk on Monday. I got a couple things for you. Seriously, I'll be over.
Okay.
As a guy, you got to go see.
Okay.
Come on, guys. I can't get back far enough to get everybody in.
We'll step back.
What was this? What did you ask him about before?
That's that. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Now listen, Susie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Susie, right?
That's it.
I'm
Watch
sorry.
the
Susie.
mother's right there, Ken.
Ken, right?
Yeah. What? We'll see you.
Bye.
Hey.
No.
Okay, Ken, ask him why he's here.
Ask him why he's here.
Okay.
Hold the mic up to his
No, I'm not going to let him talk. It's a great day in Falmouth because we have with us our state senator, Gibson Armstrong. Gib, are you enjoying the goat race?
Oh, this is fantastic. It's one of the best ghost races I ever attended this year. I mean, it's fantastic.
It's the only one you ever attended. How can you compare it to something else,
It is
Gib?
the best. It is the best.
Oh, we lost the box. Are we still on? Okay. Now bring Gib in there real close. Now I want to tell you something about the senator here. He's from down a little town of Refton, which probably isn't much bigger than Falmouth. But Gib,
bigger than Falmouth.
Nothing's bigger than Falmouth, Gib.
It's much bigger than Falmouth.
How's that?
Refton,
Well-
R-E-F-T-O-N. It's a suburb of Lancaster.
Street.
Yeah. I live in suburban Refton.
Well, here I'll let Susan from the staff. She can interview the Armstrong. Good to have you here, Gibson.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Now, what are you doing here today?
I don't know. Yes, I did. I had one, and my goat. I was going to bring it a couple years ago, and it died. But I actually had a goat, and I really enjoyed the goat. That's a true story. The goats have personalities of their own. They're not like sheep are no fun, but goats are fun. They're trainable, and they're very, very different.
How do they compare with dogs?
Not like a watchdog as such. You have to watch goats because if you leave them alone, they'll come in your yard and eat all your flowers first. And we had one get out and went and ate all the tulips, and then my wife wasn't too pleased about that.
Did you ever get them housed?
No, they're very clean though. They're not as dirty as dogs. They're much cleaner.
Do they ever eat anything besides tulips?
They'll eat dandelions. You leave them in the yard, and the first thing it eats dandelions. They must see the yellow, and they go and eat them.
Automatic fertilizer?
Yes, yeah, it's great.
That's good. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You ready?
What are you going to say?
I'm from Falmouth.
Oh, I need more than that.
You need more?
I need more than that.
Why?
I need some kind of concluding statement, and that's with the Falmouth goat races. Because you're not up long enough when you just get that.
Okay.
It's like, flash, and then you're gone.
So I interview the goat. All right, what do you want?
Oh, wait, the goat's getting in front of you.
Hi.
The dismal weather did nothing to dampen the turnout. This year's Falmouth goat race.
He's eating my hair. Okay.
You're going to smell good.
Rain or shine. Ready? Even all the rain today couldn't dampen the spirits of these participants in the 8th annual Falmouth Goat Races. From Falmouth, this has been Susie Metcalf reporting for Talk of the Town.
Not Susie Metcalf anymore?
Didn't I say that?
You said this has been. Aren't you Susie Metcalf anymore?
We're here at Falmouth.
We're here in Falmouth, no kidding.
Okay.
You are Susie Metcalf.
I am, I know. Well, one never knows. After this, I may not be. All right, are you ready? Even all the rain couldn't dampen the spirits of these participants in the 8th annual Falmouth Goat Races. From Falmouth, I'm Susie Metcalf reporting for Talk of the Towns. Even all the rain here at the Falmouth Goat Races couldn't dampen the spirits of these. Okay. Even all the rain today couldn't dampen the spirits of these participants in the 8th annual Falmouth Goat Races. From Falmouth, I'm Susie Metcalf reporting for Talk of the Towns. Say goodbye. Bye.
This is for TV.
Yeah. Do you want me on this side of him? Doesn't matter. The focus is going to be on him, though. Yeah. Okay, whenever. Coming up, a story that will really get your goat. Is that good or is it too corny?
That's good.
Okay, you want another one? One more time?
Now look nice, Bubba.
Smile pretty.
It's for TV.
Coming up, a story that will really get your goat.
And if any of you folks go home without doing that duty someday, you're gonna miss it. I'm telling you. This is gonna be a talk of the town. How did I get in? Don't forget it.
Where'd that go? Right
Maybe this gentleman may not want this known, but we noticed that Keith Martin from WPAL-TV in the crowd. And if you want to like to get even with Keith when they try and give you news, and the only thing you see is the listeners.
Right here in the center.
Don't fall. I can't pull it up.
No. Yeah, fall it up.
Well, there was a lot of mud there. There was a lot of mud throwing and different campaigns that Commissioner Huber has been in. But I think he's still the same thing just as he's saying things right now.
Your story definitely outdoes mine.
If we ain't good jams and cookies and some duck,
Yeah.
don't you want some duck on your windowsill? How about you? Did you want some duck on your windowsill?
Never seen a hat like that before. Yeah. Don't forget my 17-year locust t-shirts. I mean, now this is something for the newspaper. Drawn from a real locust.
I had all four of them last week or 4 days. Okay.
And he came up and then she brought her down to the car and I said, boy, he looks like a he. She said, he acts like one. Which man? Well, anyway, but I just got kidding about it.
Well, that's too bad. Well, I have to tell you, either he's bad, or else he gets his child to bring it up there. Let him in there.
Pizza eating
Well, to you, Mr. Rogers, and to Gus, and to Charlie, and all the other great supporters of Charlie's Bar, I want to bring you greetings from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's balmy outside right now, but they're calling for very cold weather tonight, getting down in the low teens, possibly even 0. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, January 13th here. And if you remember, I was talking to you about the Great Falmouth Goat Race. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what you're going to see. Certainly, I'd rather be down at Charlie's Bar right now about a week ago and drinking an Amstel with you. But that didn't happen, and we're here today. The footage you're going to see, about the first 5 minutes of this video is of the Falmouth Goat Race that was run on a local station. The rest of it is raw footage that they had taken that day, and it gives you an idea of the crowd and the type of people that come to the Falmouth Goat Race. Hopefully, after you see this, you'll put together a great goat race in Aruba. And Charlie, I want to tell you, you have that goat race, you let me know, because I want to be there too. Be there. In fact, right now, I'd rather be there, tipping an Amstel at Charlie's Bar in San Nicolas and Aruba. Enjoy the video. Say thanks to Pat Crumis for bringing it down for me. And if you get through with it, ship it back. If not, this copy is for you to keep. Charlie, let's keep in touch.